Hey guys, Oliver here from Landing Page Guys, and this is going to be a really useful video for so many people out there. 5 ways to decrease your cart abandonment rate. On Shopify or any other e-commerce platform that you're using. It's a very common problem. We have this question so many times. We implement these changes on our client stores and see huge results. So don't forget, if you need help with any sort of e-com or online website or landing page or funnel, please get in touch with us at landingpageguys.com. We are the best at what we do. We've been doing this for 8 years now. So if you need any help whatsoever with any sort of landing page funnels or websites, please contact us now. But let's get into the video. I'm going to pull up Packer masks. For those of you who follow our YouTube channel, this is a client of ours that don't mind us kind of using them as a case study in their videos. So very helpful. And I'm going to start running through those tips. Now, the problem lies here is when someone, for example, comes to your store, adds a product to cart, and then you see a huge drop off between the add to cart and the actual conversion, so the actual payment. Okay, and I'm going to show you 5 simple ways that anyone can implement on their funnels today to decrease, because of course you want to decrease that cart abandonment rate to then therefore increase your conversion rate, the amount of people that add to cart and actually check out. Okay, so I'm going to show you some really quick ways and quick wins today. So let's take Packer Mouse for example. Perfect example. As I say, we practice what we preach over at Landing Page Guys. We do this for our clients every single day of the week. We have been for 8 years, so please get in touch. But here's a few reasons why you will see very large bounce rates on your stores and how you can improve it. So number 1 is to shorten your user journey. Now what I mean by this is a lot of you will have, for example, cart sliders. You'll have it where set up so that if I click add to cart, I won't even be taken to cart. I'll have to manually see the drop down here and then go to the cart page. And a lot of you will have kind of upsells and downsells in your funnel. So although I encourage you to do some pre-purchase upsells or suggestion walls or whatever that may look like, in most cases, you need to minify the user journey from add to cart to payment as much as possible. So don't have any additional steps that are not needed. So I'm going to show you how this is done on Packer Mask. As soon as they add to cart, they've made that buying decision. So we don't do a cart slider. We don't add it to cart and then have a kind of slide down. We just take them straight to that cart because they've made that purchase decision. Now, of course, they can go and purchase more products. That's fine. But we want to encourage them to check out as quickly as possible. You then go to checkout. We then have what's called our suggestion wall, which is custom to Landing Page Guys. We were the first people to ever to do this as a suggestion wall on ecom. If you want this built in, it really increases AOVs. Again, contact my guys at landingpageguys.com. We can build this for you. And then we have continue to checkout. So we have a very simple step. 1 is add to cart, then you go to your cart, then your suggestion, then your checkout. You need to minify this as much as possible. Like I say, if you start having multiple upsells, downsells, cross-sells, you're making people click on drop downs to go to their cart to check out, then you're going to lose them. Okay, so that's tip number 1, is to minify that user journey as much as you can. Tip number 2 is let people know exactly what step of the journey they're on. And you might have seen this, okay? So I'm going to just do this again. So we go add to cart, and this is obviously our cart page, but you'll notice this at the top, okay? We are telling people very clearly exactly what step of the way they are on, because what a lot of people will do is they won't tell you, and then you'll go to an upsell, a cross sell, and people will just get frankly pissed off, and they'll click off because they won't know how many steps. Often it's a user psychology to see how many steps they have to take to purchase in order to get their product. So they're just testing you by adding to cart. Now, if you give them a clear visualization with a very simple, look at this, it's not a kind of really in-depth design, it's very simple. We just tell them you're currently on your cart. Next step will be suggestion, and look at how we kind of pin the color on whatever step you're on. Then it'll be your checkout, then your confirmation. So we say the flow is going to be 4 steps. Now this really increases conversion rates because, like I say, you give that user the whole journey in front of them so they know exactly where they're at in that funnel. And it may sound small, but it's really important. So make sure you implement something like this again across the top. So when we go to suggestions, you'll notice that now suggestions, it says we're on step 2. Of course, steps 3 and 4 are actually controlled by Shopify. We have nothing to do with them. However, we still visualize and show them here so that people know that what's coming next. So that's really important. Point number 2 is let people know how many steps it takes for them to make their purchase. Okay, step number 3 is keeping messaging consistent. Okay, tip number 3, keeping messaging consistent. And again, I'm going to show you exactly what I mean. We don't leave anything unturned on these videos, so I'm going to show you exactly what I mean. And anyone can implement this stuff, guys. This is so easy, especially this one. Okay, so anyone on a theme or whatever you're using, a page builder, it doesn't matter. You can have control over your call to action text, fonts, colors, very, very simply. Now, our call to action color of the button is very different to the checkout because we want it to stand out. So we use this color for a reason. But look what happens when we go through the funnel. So I click add to cart. Notice that add to cart was all in capitals, all the same fonts, and had an emoji. Now this is exactly the same. So when I say messaging is consistent across the whole funnel, check all of your buttons on that user experience when you go to checkout and make sure they're all consistent. So you will notice every single button is in the same similar place. It's got the same size font, all capitals. The messaging is simple. Continue to checkout emoji. Green button, white font. Okay. Now look what happens when we go to the search suggestion. It's the same. Continue to checkout emoji. Okay. Now even when Shopify controls the kind of pre-purchase checkout cart flow here, we still have the same messaging. We can't unfortunately make this capitals, but we have the same messaging. Continue to shipping, green button, white font. So everything is consistent, and it may sound a bit stupid, but the second you do that consistency throughout the whole flow, it's a really simple change. Anyone can change these. Just go into your Shopify settings, go into the settings tab, go to checkout, and then customize your checkout, and you'll get these menu options where you can change the button, text, color, fonts, and such. Anyone can do this, okay? So this is really simple in basic Shopify plans. Just go to your settings, like I say, checkout, customize checkout, and just make sure that all your buttons are consistent across the whole checkout experience. It really does help that cart abandonment decrease from people adding to cart and then not purchasing. All these little things tick boxes and all these things you can do. Okay, on to point 4, and that is instilling trust across your whole pre-purchase flow. So again, look at this. We preach this all the time. So payment seals, and just a very simple, this is plain text, guarantees safe checkout below our call to action buttons. And then look, it's not rocket science. Look what we do on the pre-purchase flow. So again, we're on step 1, your cart, continue to checkout, consistent messaging with the fonts, the buttons, the colors. But look again, we have this again, continue to safe checkout with the buttons. We then go to the suggestion wall. It's exactly the same. Guarantee safe checkout with the buttons. Okay, and it goes on throughout the funnel. So just adding, and again, it's a silly tip. Takes you 5 minutes, but it will decrease your cart abandonment and increase your conversion rates and make you more money just by adding this below your buttons in that cart page, suggestion wall, upsell, whatever it may be. Keep it consistent. Just notice how all of this is so consistent across the funnel, okay? It's really simple stuff, but it's so effective. And lastly, but not least, is point number 5, and that is to utilize Shopify's checkout page. Again, what I mean by this is you'll be shouting at the screen, we can't control it. Well, there are several elements on this page as a basic Shopify user that you can control. One is this button, like we've already spoken about, consistency of messaging, fonts, colors. And secondly is this image here. Now, if you came onto this page, the quality is not the best, we need to improve it a little bit, but if you came onto this page, you wouldn't think this was an image, you would think this was coded as part of the page. So a lot of people make the mistake of just forgetting this or just using a logo up here. You have this whole real estate for the image to utilize. So we always use something like a secure checkout, that's a trust, and then those payment seals again. How do you do it? Again, Shopify, settings, checkout, customize checkout, and you get taken to this page where you can then upload that image. Okay, play around with the image, play around where it sits best, make sure you have the logo and the payment seals and then some sort of security, and it's all about that trust and consistency across the whole funnel. Go back to this video, pause it, do all these things. These are super simple, you can do them yourselves, but don't forget, if you need something professionally built and you want to get the maximum out of your conversion rates, we've been doing this for 8 years, so head on over to landingpageguys.com and we can't wait to hear from you. Thank you.